Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2017 DBL Draft Class Projections. You'll notice the presented by is blank. That's because this was created by one of the DBL users, JDOTO, and I don't want to take credit for his work. I will be presenting it for him. He is probably the best drafter in DBL history. He's hit gold with mid-first round picks so far, landing Dennis Schroeder, Doug McDermott, and Willie Cauley-Stein in back-to-back-to-back draft classes. Even where he picked them, even with bad progressions, they've been good picks. And his team has been built around it, and they were the 5th seed in the West this season. So we'll get right into his thoughts on this draft, then we'll do the draft lottery, and we'll see who the big winner is. All right, so first up, this draft is awful, he believes. Everyone is a potential bust with no real winners, but this draft is pretty good if you need rebounding. That's an interesting take. I do think this is a pretty weak draft. I think it's a deep draft, but a very mid-lotto week. I don't think there's a big upgrade from pick 6 versus pick 30. I do think there is a clear top 4 in this draft, maybe top 5 depending. But there's also almost every player in this draft has potential to be a bust to some extent. So with that, we will get right into it. Brandon Ingram, consensus top 3 pick. He struggles defensively, but he's a great offensive player. Instantly could average 15 points per game. He's not really a great playmaker. If your team's looking for a real second or third star, I think he can be the guy. I just don't know if he's going to be a franchise player. I think the New Orleans Pelicans in real life have figured that out. And I think he's going to be an excellent complement to Zion. In this league, it's going to be interesting to see if he goes number 1 due to Ben Simmons' injury. Domantas Sabonis, projected to be a top 5 pick. I think that's a little high. I think he's going to be a mid-lotto pick, to be honest. I do agree he's one of the best all-around prospects in the draft, and he can become a day one reliable player. He does struggle as a rebounder early in his career. It's going to be interesting to see if he can grow out of that. But any team that's looking for a big man should target Sabonis as one of the top 2 or 3 off the board. Ben Simmons is a top 5 pick, clearly. I think he might fall to 3 or 4, but he is by far the best player in the draft. A great playmaker, good rebounding guard, triple-double threat day one. But he does not have an outside shot really to speak of and will struggle with that. And I don't know if he can be a number 1 star either. That's the thing. That this draft has guys that their mold, their play style doesn't really become an all-around star like Kawhi or Paul George or Lance Stevenson or LeBron. Jaylen Brown, he might be the closest thing they have to an all-around player in this draft. He isn't a particularly great playmaker, but he is a good defender. He's a clear top 5 pick. He's probably going to go between 3 and 5, in my opinion. And any team that needs all-around quality wing will benefit from him. Could see small ball start to become a thing with him potentially playing the 4. You can realize for the Celtics, where he often sees time at the 4, but he's more of a natural 2-3. And DeJounte Murray, he is a lottery pick. In my opinion, he could go sneaky high. I do agree. He is by far the best playmaker in the draft. He's not really a great scorer offensively. He just has a lot of potential upside. I honestly, if you don't get Ben Simmons and you're looking for a point guard, he might be my second pick. I don't know if I'd have him over Jamal Murray. Murray's more of a shooting guard in my book. It's going to be interesting to see the draft order. Buddy Hield, he is probably biggest year 1 make it break it. He could be year 1 potential all-star. He could also be year 1 complete bust and fall into the late 20s. It's going to be interesting to see where he stands. Brogdon is also in a similar situation to where they could be day 1 stars or complete bust. Jamal Murray, he's projected here to be a lottery pick. I have him going 3rd overall in my book. I think he goes ahead of Ben Simmons, who I think falls to 4. But it's going to be interesting to see how the top 5 go. He is projected to be a day 1 instant impact scorer. He's not a particularly great combo guard in this case. He's really more of an undersized shooting guard. It's going to be interesting to see what goes on with him. And Karis LeVert, I think, is incredibly well-rounded. LeVert would be, if you're looking for a quality 1-2, he would definitely be one of my go-to guys here. I'm a big fan of LeVert. I think he's a potential game changer. And if I'm JDOTO, I would target LeVert. I think that's who he's going to go for in this draft. I think he's a perfect mix for Memphis's team. Derek Jones, I agree. He's definitely the biggest 50-50 guy in this draft. He could be absolutely useless. He could be a great player, or he could be just an okay player. He has most potential athletically, but it's going to be interesting to see where he lands. He also isn't a particularly skilled playmaker. In real life, Derek Jones Jr. went undrafted. That's not going to happen here. So, with that, we'll get into Pascal Siakam. I don't think he's a 50-50 guy. I think he's going to be a starter day one for contender. He's definitely, in my opinion, the clear sixth guy in this draft. He's a double-double machine and a great defender. He just needs to develop his offensive finesse a little bit in my book. You'll see here JDOTO saying he doesn't really think he's going to develop the offensive side. Um, and then Sean Long, I'm surprised that JDOTO pulled one here. This guy is going to be a late second round pick in my book, not an early one, but he is one of the best rebounders in the draft. He's a okay shooter, so I disagree with the read here a little bit. That being said, I would understand a Sean Long pickup for any contender at the mid second round. I think he would be a really solid pickup. Now we're going to look at JDOTO's top four busts. He predicts Thon Maker, Dragon Bender, Malik Beasley, and Marquise Chris will all be colossal busts. It's going to be interesting to see how this ages. Bender was a bust in real life, Maker as well. I don't really think Beasley's been a complete bust, but Chris has obviously been a bust. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Yeah, with that, we will get straight into the PowerPoint or the uh, draft lottery. So here we go. You should now be able to see the draft lottery, correct? Just making sure it's being streamed properly. You guys can see the draft lotto on the screen. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Yeah. Okay. So see here, Minnesota has 3 picks in this draft. Phoenix, I think, has a couple, right? No, Phoenix just has theirs. All right, we'll get the sim going. Cleveland also with a pick, the reigning champion. All right. So the first pick, pick 14, goes to Phoenix. Second one goes to Philadelphia via Los Angeles. Pick 12 goes to Cleveland. Pick 11 goes to Sacramento. Dallas picks up pick 10. Oh, we have our first team moving up. It is Minnesota moving up. Ironically, Minnesota also getting pick 9. Wow, this is interesting. Minnesota has a guaranteed shot now at a top 3 pick. Pick 8 will be New York. Washington will do pick 7. It's going to be Indiana with pick 6. Minnesota's back up with pick 5. Pick 4 will be Philadelphia, losing the lottery again. They've had incredibly poor odds thus far. Next up, Minnesota will get pick 3. That means the top 2 picks are now between New York and San Antonio. New York will land the second pick and the first overall pick. Ben Simmons, most likely, will be going to San Antonio. If they draft Brandon Ingram, will be as a direct replacement to outgoing star Kawhi Leonard. It'll be interesting to see. And how the draft looks. As you can see, you have Ben Simmons likely the number 1. It's pick 2 likely being Brandon Ingram. Pick 3 probably being Jaylen Brown or Jamal Murray, with the other one going at 4. Potentially Thon Maker and Siakam is the next 2. I think there is a bit of a drop off before Beasley, and then you start getting into the bust territory. This is an incredibly deep draft here. It's going to be interesting to see where players go. And good luck to everyone. And we also do have some minor salary cap changes. You guys can check that over at the Discord.